Hello, beautiful souls of love and light. Oh my gosh, this is our second try. The first video we did today had no sound. I guess it had to do with my camera. So let me make sure I got the sound turned on and hopefully this will come through. So, hello, and we are back. We have not been here on our channel since mid December. There's a lot of reasons for that. And I'll try to be really brief just to kind of recap what has been happening in the inner leader movement and in our lives. So, in January, starting on December 31st, we had pretty ferocious storms here in Northern California with a lot of flooding, a lot of damage, a lot of loss of property, electricity, lots of things that happened within a nonstop period of time, which I have a garage that's detached. It's on the lower level. My condo's in the upper level, and I had basically streams of water just flowing through. So we were trying to keep everything safe, secure, helping those that were losing everything on their farms, in their homes, their livelihood. And so we navigated through those 3 weeks in January. And on January 23rd, I specifically remember, like, okay, now I'm going to be able to start getting the inner leader messages out, get back into the service that I'm here to provide. And we had a mass shooting of 7 people here in our small coastal community of Half Moon Bay. So again, our world was turned upside down, and we were called into emergency services to be of service in the community to help. And so you can imagine, I I don't I don't know how to express this except that the consciousness of a shooting in your community. The shooter was apprehended 2 blocks from where we live. We were on lockdown. My neighbor was calling me saying, stay away from the windows. They think the active shooter is in the area. There was a lot of fear, terror. Um, it was tremendous. I've never been through anything quite like that. And now I have a different sense and deep, deep empathy and compassion for those who have been through this because it's becoming norm, isn't it? We read about these shootings every day and we're like, oh, another one has happened. And when it happens in your backyard, it changes every level of consciousness, every level of feeling emotion, every level of psychological processing, every level of mental emotional connection, every level of spiritual connection. Your physical body literally changes too. So there was not only a call to action to be of service in the community, there was also a healing time. So, and that healing time took a lot longer than I had anticipated for um, me and the inner leader movement. So, February just was a flash. I call it flash, and it was over with. Today, we have 2 more days left in February, and I'm just now being able to present the new services, the new offerings of the inner leader movement. So the reason we haven't been on is because of the happenings here. And also when the murders happened here in Half Moon Bay, what happened was I got a huge download from the guides, from the angels, from the Cosmic Collective that said, Lisa, your services are needed now more than ever. So it's I have been just kind of working with a select group of people, those in the network that I have built over the past few years, and it feels like it needs to go to the next level. How that happens, I don't know. I just have faith and trust that I'll be guided into offering this. But I know one thing that they asked me to do. The angel said, we need to be more visible, we need to be more active. We are just hovering over earth, waiting to be asked to be of assistance. So I've been communicating with angels since I was 6 years old. So I've had this special gift and I have a special intuitive ability to read energy and consciousness, to bring forth people's soul gifts, and to intuitively transmit messages from different channels, whether it's angels, ascended masters, ancestors, higher self, all these channels. It's like I just had an akashic reading from one of my friends in Poland, Eva, and she's an inner leader. And she said, Lisa, what the guides are showing is you're like a satellite, and you're able to pick up all of these channels and stream them into where they're aligned with the human experience. So I thought that was pretty interesting because that's what I've always felt like. I've never known how to describe myself. I mean, on my business card, it says spiritual leader. Can you see that? Spiritual leader, intuitive mentor, and angel alchemist. So, what the angels were saying during these tragedies and during this time of healing is we need to be more visible. We need to be more active in the inner leader movement. So, they asked me to come on every Monday and do an angel reading, 3 card reading, to connect us with the above, within, and earth below resources. The AWE, the AU, is what we work with in the inner leader movement. That was the circuitry of evolution, the circuitry of consciousness, the circuitry of energy that we align with, and to make sure that they're not separate, like we're just not connecting with above but not doing anything within, or working at our jobs and putting out on the earth below and not being connected to the above or within. So this is a constant circuitry that we keep moving through and moving with, in harmony, in peace, in prosperity, in alignment with our evolution as human beings here on earth. You know, we're only evolving with the earth. The earth is evolving, as you well know, and we are part of her system. So that's how we evolve as nature spirit beings with the earth too. So there's a lot of information that's coming through, but one of the pieces of guidance I received during this time was to bring the angels forward, and we did that before. If you'll go back and look at the videos, we did a wisdom within mantra, which really came from the Cosmic Collective. Now, the Cosmic Collective is a group of beautiful beings in light that I channel with, ascended masters, councils of ancestors, spirit guides, spiritual advisors I have in light, and angels. Now, the angels are the first go to that I always go to. And then they open up, they're like satellites. They open up channels to different resources that I'm connected with in my soul's blueprint. And I can get information from those resources. So, what the angels are asking me to do is to bring them forth so they can be this channel, this initial um, connection, so that your channels to all of your satellite resources can open up. So every Monday, we're going to do an angel reading. The Wisdom Within mantra now is only going to be offered on our Patreon community because it goes deep and it goes into the the work of the inner leader movement. And the work of the inner leader movement is on Patreon right now. I'm posting some things on social media, but very little, because I was given the guidance that you're not just to be an inspirational communique, you are to be an evolutionary, revolutionary um, mentor, guide. That's your service, Lisa. So, every now and then I'll put pictures of indigo, or I'll give a little uplifting message. But the messages of the inner leader movement will be on Patreon for now. And then Heart Talks Take Five, the podcast that Aura, another inner leader, and I do each week. And then there's going to be some new offerings. I'm not sure what they are yet, but I know that every Monday we'll be here with you on our YouTube channel, bringing forth the angels that want to assist you in the week ahead, getting you connected with the AWE. And so, in the video before, where we had no sound, Indigo. We shuffled the cards. We used the Angels of Atlantis Oracle deck. I'll use different ones every week in how I get guided to bring forth the angels. But we used the Angels of Atlantis today. Indigo puts her energy in. As you know, our animal spirits, they have a whole complete different sensory system than we do. And this one is very, very intuitive. And she's always been connected to the angels. She's been doing angel readings with me since she was 10 weeks old. And so the angels that came through today to get us connected to our above, within, and earth below resources, there were two angels, three messages, two angels, Raphael and Raziel. Okay, so I'll briefly go through these. And then what I'm offering each week is that as you listen and tune in to the angels that come through, you can, if there's something in within your soul that's resonating, if there's something in your heart that is shaking or feels like a desire, a passion, I always say if there's soul shaking and heart quaking right now. And I don't know a single person on earth that isn't going through something very, very significant. Um, I mean, the pandemic threw us all into a different way of being. What I was really excited about this weekly reading is because there was a message that came in last week from Raphael. Raphael is our angel of healing. Okay, and look at that green orbic field of light. This is heart energy. On the first card, Raphael says it's time for cleansing. Okay, use the earth elementals. I've been using the inner leader compass as a way to get connected to fire, water, air, and earth. And Raphael is using fire and water on this oracle to bring forth the power that we have in connecting with the elementals for cleansing. So rituals in fire. Last night we had a first fire in our fireplace all year because I was worried about the flu and the chimney cleaning that the contractors came in to do. And finally, the guide said, "Could you build a fire, do a ritual, and really get connected to this elemental of fire?" Fire is the only elemental that is not contaminated or corrupted. It is pure. Air gets contaminated, water gets contaminated, earth gets contaminated, but not fire. So Raphael is saying part of your cleansing and releasing what is not pure in your alchemy of your you magic, use fire to burn away that which is not needed, or to meditate on the flame of a candle, to cleanse, to take out what is not needed. More information coming through on that one big time. Raphael saying, oh, there's a lot to say about cleansing right now because we are moving. What the angels and what the Cosmic Collective said last week is they gave me the example when I was traveling international. The first thing I always did when I got to a country was find a bookstore. I always wanted to find the latest books that country or culture was tapping into as information. And I always went to, it was interesting because this is part of when I started traveling internationally in 1992, and the self-help sections were real small, and I would always be attracted to over there because that's where I could find the spirituality books. But then they started to grow and grow and grow, and now they're huge. However, what the angels are saying and what Raphael comes in to say in this second card is that we're moving from self-help, looking for others, looking for advice, looking for information, and we're moving into our own self-healing powers. This is the connective circuitry to keep you connected to come into your healing powers. In March 2020, I'm sure I had COVID. I don't know. There was no testing at that time, but I was really, really sick. And when the guides came through, and I thought I was going to die. So I was okay. I was like, okay, well, if this is how I'm going to exit, I'm going to exit this way. However, I don't think I am I? And they're like, no, you're not, because we're going to take you into your healing power. And the room filled up with white light, and they started giving me downloads on how to heal my physical condition. It was fascinating, and I'm still doing those healing practices to this day. Raphael comes through when an angel comes through twice. Okay. In any reading, when I do individual readings for you, when an angel comes through twice, it's double the power. Okay. It's double their energy, their consciousness. They're wanting to work with your heart. The angels always work with your heart. Okay. They don't come through your mind. They come straight into your heart. That's where they connect. This heartbeat, boom, 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 and what your heart is broadcasting out into that electromagnetic field, because it does. It has an electric current. Is where the angels connect. If you're stressed out and you're depressed, anxious, worried, fearful, that's not a vibration the angels can come in easily and help you with. And you can ask them for all the help, and they're like, can you get this physiology into a resilient, coherent state so you can hear our messages. So that's always the first step, is getting connected into your heart to come into a neutral space. And I'm also a heart math mentor, coach, trainer, and we use heart math techniques in the inner leader movement. But Raphael is saying now is the time to come into your healing power and find your tribe. Find your resonant souls that are collectively supporting you in your mission here on earth, that have soul resonance with you. This is the angels are taking apart messages now. This is as communion. Raphael saying this is coming into union with not only your magic, but with others that are resonating and vibrating with you. I just met a wonderful woman, Lindsay Dawn, through the Angel Ministry. Thank you, Kimberly Maroney, for introducing us. And immediately when we met each other, our souls were like, whoa, wow, this is so cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing us together, because our work together, our inner work, our spiritual work, our physical, mental, emotional bodies of work will expand and grow through this connection. So this is the time that you are finding those resonant souls. And Raphael, call upon Raphael. If you've got friends, family that you're not connecting with or resonating with, it's okay, because they're your greatest teachers. And we talk about that all the time in the inner leader movement. But um, what we are discovering now in this age of, we're going from self-help. Those self-help books are going to start diminishing into self-healing information resources. I'm just fascinated by this time on earth. I'm fascinated because it's the most chaotic, um, confusing, lockdown type time in our whole life that we've gone through in this pandemic and everything. But we are arising with this power within us that got shut down, that we tried to fit in or be accepted into a system that wasn't supporting us anyway. So we are coming into our power, into finding our resonant souls, our communities. In the inner leader movement, we have group mentorings, 4 to 5 people only in small groups that meet every other week. And we come together and we tap in, we do guided meditations together, and then we put what our intentions are. And the magic that happens in those groups is unbelievable. The testimonials that are just coming in now, as I start my new website, I've got a new website coming, so I can put all my new offerings on there. And I asked the groups to write some testimonials there. I was reading a couple last night, and they just made me cry. Those tears of joy of saying, this work is so important. So, small groups coming together and elevating their frequency and vibration so that they can self heal, so you can create, so you can be of service at the highest frequency and vibration that you are meant to be. We're not designed to be in fear, in anxiety. That's a system that is in our nervous system to protect us. It's called instinct, and but it's not to be running 24/7 in our physiology. Our soul and our heart is to be running that beautiful physiology. The second angel that came through is Raziel, and I love this card. If you can see it, I hope you can see. There's a spiral right in the center of this person's chest. with the arms wide open, saying, you know, I surrender. I surrender to the source of which I am, this divine spark of my being. And Raziel is saying, please, dear humans, have faith that as you open your arms to receive this beautiful light, Raziel is the divine comforter. To receive this divine spark of light that you are, you come into your magic. So those are the angel messages for this week. We have Raphael coming in twice, Raziel with faith. If you would like to go, if these resonate with you and you would like a 30-minute reading, in the description below, you can go to my website and sign up for a 30-minute reading that I will connect with your higher self, your heart's intuitive intelligence, work with the angel and the messages that that these two angels, Raphael and Raziel, for this week have to share with you to help you guide and navigate through your week. So that's the new offering, weekly angel readings, 30-minute readings. I'm going to be offering those Monday through Wednesday in the morning time. That's my writing time. I'm getting my books published this year on the inner leader movement and on the wisdom within mantras. Now, before the wisdom within mantras, they're only going to be on Patreon. The link below is on Patreon. Patreon is not, Patreon's designed to support artists and writers and things, but I'm using Patreon to build community. That's instead of doing a membership on my website and managing all of the logistics through there, I'm using Patreon as our community membership, as our inner leader membership. So this isn't about supporting Lisa as much as it is, and the inner leader movement as much as it is being part of a community that Raphael is talking about today that has high frequency vibrations and does this inner work that you can tap into through the offerings I put on there. So wisdom within mantras are downloads I get from the Cosmic Collective. I will be putting those on Patreon. They were, shared with you here on YouTube before, and lots more coming. Angel alchemy. They just keep saying we've got to we've got to bring forth that alchemist in human beings now, Lisa, and we can help do that. I'm going back on Zoom to do full moon circles. The next one coming up is March 7th. But again, each week I'll announce the events that are coming up on Monday for you so that you can get involved and really feel into your magic and your healing powers. This is the theme for this year, all through until probably mid 2024 right now. So anyway, we're glad to be back. We are excited for everything that is coming through in the inner leader movement because, as I think I mentioned before, the guide said it's time. You need to get more of these services out to help people navigate through everything that is happening in their personal lives, their professional lives, their community, in the world. So here we go. We love you. We send you lots of love and light from our heart to yours. Indigo, say goodbye to the audience. I don't know. I've got all my big sweaters on today because we're having more storms here in California, and we tap into the storm energy now to use for our healing powers instead of fearing it. And yeah, there's a whole nother thing about the elements coming through. I'll stop right now. Okay, go. Okay, now it is time to go. Much love to you. See you next Monday.